Are we expecting long-term problems with the French and other members of the EU after the submarine deal?
Well, the French relationship is a historic one. It's an important one, and I'm sure it will get back on an even keel. We recognise that there was a disappointment on behalf of the French at the as this commercial deal has come to an end, but we did take that decision based on our national interest, and we make no apologies for acting in our national interest. You can't equivocate on national security, and when the opportunity came available for Australia to secure nuclear submarines, it was one that we grabbed. And it also sees us in partnership with two key allies and friends, namely the United States and the United Kingdom. So I think it was the right decision, and it's one that will serve Australia well for many years to come.
Treasurer, it's been a difficult week for your home city of Melbourne. How important is it to maintain a sense of hope?
Absolutely, Tim. I mean, hope is everything. And for people watching your program this morning, particularly in the lockdown states of New South Wales and Victoria, hopefully they can see that light at the end of the tunnel, where vaccination rates reach the 70 and 80%, and that we can start to see an easing of the restrictions. It's been a very difficult 20 months, particularly for Victoria, which has gone from being the most livable and Melbourne, the most livable city, to being the most lockdown city. Not a world record that anyone would wish for. And this has really taken its toll on people's mental health. It's taken its toll on the economy. So the faster we can open up here in Victoria and safely live with the pandemic, the better. Because at the end of the day, we can't eliminate COVID-19. We have to learn to live with the virus, and that's why easing those restrictions, getting the kids back to school, allowing businesses to reopen, allowing families to be reunited, particularly bringing Victorians back home across the border, or indeed other people from other states getting back to their own homes. It's absolutely critical, and it's something that the states should all accelerate.
We're just looking at some of the pictures, some of the pitiful pictures really at times throughout the course of the week. Do you think the Victorian government's approach on construction worsened the situation?
Well, they took that decision. They'll have to explain it, because at the end of the day, 300,000 workers were kept out of work, and it came with very little notice. And if you were an apprentice bricklayer or carpenter working in Ballarat and you were double vaxxed and you didn't participate in those violent protests in the city, you're asking yourself, why have you been kept out of work? Why can't you just get on with the job of building someone's first home? And I think that's a very pertinent question here. Our support, though, will continue to the Victorian people and Victorian businesses. We've gone 50-50 on business support payments, and when it comes to the COVID disaster payment, we're picking up the whole tab, and that's $750 a week for those who have lost a certain number of hours of work. So we're doing everything we can to support the people in Victoria, people in New South Wales, and indeed across the country.